outside today, chances are you saw the smoke. A big brush fire burning in the West Valley continues to grow tonight. Now, over 1,000 acres and 0% containment. Welcome to 12 News at 10. I'm Troy Hayden. It's called the Hazen fire. It's burning very close to Buckeye, but so far no evacuations and no buildings have been damaged. Let's head out to 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra, who is live in Buckeye. And again, Gabby, we can see that wind is still blowing out there.
That's right, Troy, and that was the challenge for firefighters all day today. They worked overnight last night and kind of got a handle on the fire. They corralled it near Highway 85, but then the wind picked up today and just changed the direction altogether. Behind me, we can see that orange glow of smoke and flames off in the distance. That's something fire officials tell us we'll continue to see overnight as firefighters work to get a handle on this.
It's kind of miserable with the wind blowing and the smoke smell.
This large black plume of smoke that can be seen from miles and miles away is hanging directly over the Buckeye Equestrian and Event Center near Miller and Hazen roads. It's one of the closest properties to a large brush fire burning in the West Valley.
You see a 100-foot wall of flames and black smoke because the creosote trees are burned pretty black. I mean, it was pretty intense.
The Equestrian Center is home to 300 cows and steers, 50 horses, and people staying in an RV park. But General Manager Don Nargang has been working with officials around the clock who say there's currently no threat to any people, animals, or structures.
Lucky for us, we're irrigating this weekend, so all behind our whole property is just been irrigated.
The Hazen fire has grown to nearly 1,000 acres, primarily burning on the bottom of a riverbed near State Route 85. Fire officials say the wind made for some challenging conditions on Sunday.
It's definitely been switching. It's been coming out of the south, southwest, west. It's kind of bouncing back and forth, and that causes a lot of issues.
The flames are heavily fueled by vegetation called salt cedar.
Volatile type fuel, very dry, carries fire very well. That's that black smoke you're seeing.
As firefighters try to bulldoze that fuel away from the fire, they're also receiving air support from single-engine air tankers carrying water and a water enhancer.
Fixed-wing aircraft with a very qualified individual in the front to help the guys on the ground make decisions and help them get the fire put out. So everything's going as planned.
Nargang hasn't seen a brush fire burn this big or close to their property before.
There's been some spot fires here and then, but nothing like this.
But he's remaining calm and trusting firefighters will keep them all safe.
And we have so many good neighbors that have offered us places to go with things if we needed to go, but as of right now, we feel pretty confident where we're at.
And as firefighters continue to battle this fire and try and contain it, they're also investigating how it started. Live in Buckeye, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
Yeah, everything is so dry out there, Gabby. All right, thank you for that. So we mentioned it's at 0% containment right now. So what does that mean? Officials say it doesn't necessarily mean the fire is growing completely out of control, but containment means that they can build a line around the fire. So if it's 20% contained, they have a line around 20% of the fire. So at 0% containment, they do not have a line around the fire. The higher the containment, the more that line of the fire is controlled. So being controlled goes a step further, meaning the fire is no longer expected to grow outside of the containment lines. And then out means that fire is totally extinguished. Stay with 12 News as we continue to follow the very latest developments on the Hazen fire. And if you're out in the West Valley again and you wake up tomorrow and you see that smoke out there, you're going to know what this is. Chances are it will still be burning in the morning. All right, Chris, again, it's that wind, still blowing nighttime. You know, a lot of times the wind will really kick up in the afternoon but kind of lay down at night, and that's not happening so much tonight.
Yeah, and that has a lot to do with how the earth heats up. As we start to heat up, it picks up some of that stronger wind that's up above and translates down close to the ground. But we just have a general wind that is defying that normal diurnal trend, daytime into nighttime. Relative humidity is not bad for the firefight. We're in the 20 to 30% range right now. The wind situation, though, it's a lot worse than it was last night. If you were with us for 12 News at 10 o'clock last night, we had a lot of calm on the map. 10-mile-per-hour winds in Glendale, 18 at Luke Air Force Base, and 14 in Buckeye. So, yes, at this late hour, the wind is still going. Not quite as gusty tomorrow. This is the wind forecast for the valley on your Monday. 13, 14 mile per hour winds out of the west and the southwest. So a similar wind direction, and also we'll have to contend with that wind, I think, throughout the course of the day. But at least temperatures will be coming down the next few days, coming off of this high of 98 degrees. Big cool down coming up in your forecast. That's about 8 minutes away from right now.
All right, we'll see you then, Chris. 9 people are hurt, including some teenagers, after a head-on crash in Yavapai County this afternoon off-road. Happened about 1 o'clock north of Lake Pleasant. It was actually on Castle Hot Springs Road, which is a dirt road in the area. Peoria police say dust caused the UTV and a truck to not be able to see each other. And you can see that was a pretty severe head-on collision here. Happened near Castle Hot Springs and French Creek Road. 7 people, mostly minors, were inside that UTV at the time of the crash, and it's not designed to hold 7 people. One of the passengers apparently sitting on another passenger's lap. 4 people now in critical condition.
Wear the protective gear, the proper protective gear. Make sure you're secured in that vehicle. Make sure that you are riding with the right amount of people that the vehicle is made for. And again, with visibility in the area like dust, make sure you're paying attention to where you're going.
Yeah, investigators don't think speed was a factor here. Each of the vehicles were going about 30 miles an hour. Again, it was the visibility they believe that led to this crash. 5 people are hurt in a shooting this morning in North Phoenix. Started last night at a house party near 19th Avenue and Greenway. Police responded. The party was shut down. And then several hours later, just before 5 a.m., fight broke out at a Quick Trip right in that same area, 29th Avenue and Bell. Police arrived. They found a large crowd and also a car that fled the scene. So officers stopped the car. Inside, they found a teenage girl and a man who had both been shot. They were taken to the hospital. They are expected to be okay. 3 others were grazed by bullets but weren't taken to the hospital. No arrests have been made. If you have any information on what happened here, you're asked to contact police or silent witness. The search is continuing for a hiker who was reported missing at the Grand Canyon early last week. Sundarsh Krishna was last seen on the rim trail along Hermit Road between Bright Angel Lodge and Mojave Point. We talked with his brother, who says Sundarsh told friends about the trip, said he was going to be back on Tuesday for some finals he had to take for school, and the family is holding out hope he's okay.
We don't want to believe he's hurt. Like we still have hopes that he's somewhere out there. But again, we need a proper closure. Like we don't know what exactly happened to him. He's not the kind of kid who would hurt himself.
So here's something interesting. So this man here apparently found Sandish's backpack, turned it into hotel staff at the Bright Angel Lodge. Didn't say where he found it. It's unclear exactly where it was discovered. And so right now, if you recognize the man, the National Park Service is urging you to contact him. They say he's not a suspect, but he could have information about where this other man is tonight. New tonight, drowning, leading cause of death for children under 5. And as 12 News journalist Tricia Hendricks explains, something as simple as the color of your child's swimsuit could save their life.
Chelsea Harville has twin 7-year-old daughters, and like most parents, when she shopped for swimsuits, color was never a safety consideration.
And I didn't think at all about color, and I think one of my first eye-opening moments was being in a busy pool and thinking, how do I know where? I mean, it's nerve-wracking. I started doing research and realizing that it's important.
And experts say it is, because drowning rarely looks like it does in the movies.
There's not loud noises and splashing. It can happen very quickly and it can be very silent. So unfortunately, drownings can happen even when adults are around.
Lisa Zarda is the executive director of the U.S. Swim School Association. She says that's exactly why visibility matters, starting with what your child is wearing.
It's one of those things that once you know and once you see it, you can't unsee it. It's just surprising when seconds matter that little thing could really help.
Some of the most popular swimsuit colors make a child nearly invisible underwater within seconds.
Light blues, light pinks, whites, really any of those muted pastels are not ideal. You cannot see kids when they're under the water.
Little Flippers swim owner Laura George says blues and teals vanish into pool water. White creates glare and dark colors look like debris on the floor. The best choice?
Bright neons. You want oranges, pinks, greens, yellows, anything that's really that bright fluorescent color.
Think safety vests, traffic cones, built to be seen when seconds matter. And visibility is just one layer of protection. Experts say designated water watcher, one adult, eyes on the water, no phone, no distractions.
Do whatever you can to make sure that whoever is in charge of watching those kids knows they are in charge of watching those kids.
And enroll your child in formal swim lessons as early as age 1, at this swim school as young as 6 months. Studies show it reduces drowning risk by up to 88%. For Chelsea, combining all three has changed how she sees every pool day.
And when they're jumping in and diving and doing cannonballs in the deep end and all the things, it's nice to be able to see easier when you're from a distance.
The right swimsuit, a designated watcher, and swim lessons. Together, they're your strongest defense this summer. In Queen Creek, Trisha Hendricks, 12 News.
That was a beautiful.